All right, hello and welcome to a live recording of an episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. I'm doing this on my stream, my Twitch, and then it's going out to people to watch later on YouTube. This is my winter wrap-up / spring preview, the winter 2025 season. We're going to talk about the shows I watched, the shows I didn't watch, if there's a good reason, or if I'm just like, or the shows I gave up on. And then we'll look ahead to the spring. At the time of this recording, the winter season is just about wrapped up. There's a few shows that have a couple more episodes, and the spring season has technically started. It doesn't actually start for a few more days at the time of this recording, but Crunchyroll did put out the first 2 episodes of one show a little early. And then who knows if they'll do the third one next week or what's going to happen with that. We'll find out later. Might just be a preview or some kind of deal they made. Now, we are using AniChart for this, and we're going to go alphabetical order. So we're starting with the Emiku MD Doctor Detective, and we'll go all the way down. How AniChart works is they count TV as it aired in Japan on television. They count OVA, ONA as anything that aired, even if it aired on television, if it aired on a streamer first. So if a show aired like 1 week early on Amazon Prime Japan or 1 week early on Netflix, whatever, it will be counted as an OVA or ONA. So there's a couple of shows that we'll go through when we go through the order here, and you'll be like, wait, they skipped that show. Like, where's Sakamoto Days? Don't worry about it, because it's a Netflix show that goes in there. So anything that airs on Netflix or anything, again, that airs on a streamer first, they get it a week early, any streaming service, then it ends up in there. It's annoying. I think they should count all of them as the only categories they should have are TV, movies, and leftovers. Leftovers just means it aired one season and it's a double core and it's continuing there. Back-to-back double cores are leftovers, or if a show has 24 episodes or something like that. I don't know why. That's just how they do it. Let's start here. We're going through the winter shows. I did not watch Emiku Doctor Detective. It looked like just like a procedural. And I should say, I am excited about the very idea of a procedural just as an anime, because I think anime can be whatever. And I think that like any genre, anything from a drama to a comedy to a, soap opera, you can just do it animated. That's cool. And so like a mystery series about a doctor figuring out a bigger thing while also being in a procedural is interesting, just not to me. The idea is interesting, but I didn't want to watch it. So I didn't. I watched a couple episodes of Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You, which does have the distinction. I have done the research. This is the first anime to be set in a world where COVID happened. Congratulations. Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You. You are based on a manga, and you are set in July 2020 in the with the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, and you are not very good. The boys are pretty. If one of the things you look for in an anime are pretty boys, they are in this show. Again, it will be a fun fact. Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You will be a fun fact for people when they're just like, what's the first anime to be set in a world that acknowledges COVID? It's that one. That's it. Acquirion Myth of Emotions is a show that I feel must have gotten added after I did this for the when I did my fall wrap up and my winter preview, because I don't remember this at all, and I think I would have maybe looked it up. It's on Crunchyroll. I still might find out what Acquirion Logos is, because this is a sequel to that, because it's a mech series and it looks fun. And I like I said, today I happened to go through some of these and I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't go back to my old video to see if I talked about it, but I kind of want to know what Acquirion Logos is and what the sequel is. Are they both mech series? It looks kind of fun. I don't know. It's on my list. I do keep a list of shows that I did not watch during a season that I would like to go back to or start watching in the in between times, because there will be some in between. Because right now there's like two shows, I should say, that at the time of this recording haven't finished their seasons that I'm actively watching. So I might watch that. Ave Mujica, The Die is Cast, which is a sequel to Bang Dream, It's My Go. This is apparently good. It's rated well here on AniChart. There was a bit of a hullabaloo in Western conversations because none of the big... sorry, I just had to check something right here. Okay. Don't worry about it. I got a text message, and it's just a political text message. Someone's trying to raise money. So, I've never seen Bang Dream. It's My Go. I've never seen Ave Mujica. There was a little bit of thing because there's a dedicated fan base for this anime. And it wasn't getting coverage on like Anime News Network or Anime Feminist. And some people were like, hey, why aren't you covering this? Especially Anime Feminist. This is like a ladies-led thing. And basically Anime Feminist, the folks there were like, well, our reviewer didn't like It's My Go, and people were unbelievably cruel and insensitive and shitty about it, so we don't want to. Because we have to kind of pick what we're going to be talking about every season, because we're a very small, crowd-funded organization. And Anime News Network is like, well, we did cover the first couple episodes of it. We don't really do weekly reviews of a lot of stuff. And I don't know what to tell you. If you have a show that you really like, getting mad that other people aren't talking about it that have a bigger audience than you just feels kind of weird. I don't know. It feels weird. Because also those audiences, like Anime News Network has an audience, but like animefeminist.com does not have a huge audience that people just assume it does because they know about it. So that was really weird. And that's like the most I can say about this, because I haven't seen what it's based on, and I haven't seen this, and apparently I'm missing out. But like, it's one of those things where like the people that are most diehard about this seem to be shitty. So, oh well. Maybe I'm missing out. Banba Bonbon Vampire is a show that I did not watch. And when I was doing my preview, I said, well, I guess I'm glad that this isn't about a male vampire trying to take the blood of a young girl, and protecting her virginity. At least it's a dude that is being targeted. But that's all I can say about it. I didn't watch it. It seemed very bad. At some point, we're going to get to a show that I've actually watched. It's just not in the beginning of the alphabet, apparently. Bahena Neko, the elf girl's cat, is secretly an S-rank monster. This show literally aired. This was the first show of the season to air. The first episode aired in December 28th, so it was ahead of the game. This show is gross, and I didn't watch it. I've read some of the manga, and I was like, nope, don't like it. It is so horny, but not like fun horny. It's just like, well, the main character is a cat, so I guess he's gonna hang out in between someone's boobs. Multiple characters. I didn't watch it. Blue Exorcist, the Blue Knight Saga. I am very behind on Blue Exorcist. I have been watching it. I went back to the very beginning, because there was a long break between seasons of the show, and now it's back and it's getting more shows. Snow Saga came out not too long ago. This is the Blue Knight Saga. Beyond the Snow Saga, I should say. I am slowly making my way through this show because I like it. It's interesting. I had stopped watching it a while back, and I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get caught up. So this is on my list. Eventually, I will get to this show. I like Blue Exorcist. I think the main character is really fun. I do love that they are playing with the trope of the best girl is definitely going to be girlfriend, because there's just a lot of jokes about that, and the supporting cast is really good. So yeah, I eventually I will actually watch this, but I'm going back and trying to get caught up. Bogus skill Fruit Master. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you. So, this show is about a guy. Everyone has a skill, and you only get one. You eat a fruit or a nut, and it gives you a skill. Our guy just got a skill that was just like, I don't know, you're like a fruit specialist. And it's just like, what does that mean? Nobody knows what that means. It's a dud, right? Well, it means that he can eat unlimited skill fruits and he'll be fine. And he goes on adventures and he meets a lot of cool people. And it's animated pretty well. I watched 3 episodes of this before I said, I think I'm good. Because it's not that interesting of a show. Card Fighter Vanguard Divins Deluxe Arc. I did not watch this. It was not picked up by anybody because generally stuff that is aimed, well, not necessarily this, but like a lot of stuff that is aimed at kids or young people doesn't get an adaptation. Some card fight stuff I think has, but this one didn't. Dr. Sone's Science Future. This is the first part of season 4. It's good. It's good. I am desperately waiting for part 2 of this. I have said before on Pat Bear's Anime Club that I have a video that I have been researching for months now, and I'm waiting on Dr. Stone in the anime to reach a certain point because I don't want to do the video without talking about where this show goes, because I know from reading the manga. Look, what can I say about Dr. Stone? I am surprised that it's not a bigger deal still than it was. It really took off, and I think like season 3 hit didn't hit as hard, I guess, with people, but it's really good. It's still one of those. The new characters this season were fantastic. The mystery is deepening. It's just, the comedy's still there. It's kind of got everything. I am looking forward to more of this because I think it'll be, like I said, when the second court comes out, people are going to be talking about it. It'll be fun. Hey, here's a show I watched all the episodes of except for the one that hasn't aired yet. Even given the worthless appraisal class, I'm actually the strongest. So this is a kicked series, the banished subgenre. Our main character who is just like left for dead. Luckily he gets granted cool abilities. This is not a character who has been strong all this time and people neglected him or people didn't understand how good he was. No, his appraisal ability allows him to then get an upgrade, but he's just given a cool power for being a good dude. And all of these characters over here are just either spirits of the world or the guardians of those spirits of the world, and they all think that our guy is pretty cool. And it's pretty fun. Is this the best show of the season? No. Is it inherently watchable? Yeah. This is a very watchable show that I think you could have a good time with. So I will be finishing this show up this week. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun one of those. I would say don't run, walk, don't run if you were interested in it. Formagia is bad. This is a bad show. Now, if you're looking at this art and you're like, is this fairy tale? No. But also, yes. It's based on a video game. But the guy that made Fairy Tail and Rave Master and Eden Zero and Fairy Tail Part 2 did the character designs for the video game. So this is based on his character designs, which is why this is just main character syndrome. This girl looks the same. Most, if not all, of the monsters in this show are CGI that look very bad. This show has no budget. It has zero budget. It is Monster Rancher meets Fairy Tail, and boring and bad looking. Please, even, I would say this, if you played this mobile game, you still don't want to watch this anime because it will make you like your mobile game less. It's bad. Flower and Shura I thought was pretty fun. This is a slice of life. I kept waiting to turn into a romance anime. It didn't, and I applaud them for that. This is good. I want to read the manga because the art looked pretty good, but I would like to see the manga version of it. Instantly likable main character, very watchable. Maybe a little. I mean, it was really focused. I think that was good. I would have liked a little bit of, like, even an episode where it really just kind of focused on the minor characters and kind of explored some other stuff, but it was really plot driven, which some people aren't super into. I wonder if the manga allows for more. I don't know, but I liked it. Flower and Ashura, like, put that on your watch list if you haven't checked it out. It's on High Dive. I know some people, they do High Dive like once in a while because they don't want to do it monthly. So the next time you get High Dive, make sure you pick this up. From bureaucrat to villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated is my second favorite isekai this season. There were a lot of isekai, and this is one of the best ones. This is a friend of mine's favorite show this season. It is a take on the otome, the villainous, woken up as a villainous kind of genre of the isekai, but it's just a really nice man and a good dad becomes a villain, and he is like, well, I don't want to get in the way of all this love, so I guess I'll play the role of the villain, but he's bad at doing it because he's just a good guy and a good dad, and he feels older than the other characters. And so there's hijinks and goofiness and misunderstandings, and he's at fault a lot of the times, but like he means well, and he's like a villainous who wants to be villainous, that, and everyone's just like, you are what? Okay, all right, well, that's the kind of vibe we got going here. This show is really fun. I'm looking forward to checking out the last episode. Again, at the time of this recording, there's one episode left. I have not read this manga. I really want to, because I want to know more that's going on. I hope there's a second season. I don't know if there will be. I really enjoyed it. This was a fun one. One of my favorites from the season. Grisaya Phantom Trigger is a show that I did not watch. This is a spin-off. Even if they say it's a sequel, it is a spin-off of the Grisaya series of shows, which was about a child soldier assassin who becomes a teacher at an all-girl school for troubled youth and gets into a bunch of shenanigans, and it has relationships, and I'm fairly confident it's based on a visual novel, and if it's not, it feels like it is. Anyway, this is years after that, and now it's the school has become a training school for lady assassins or soldiers. And I didn't want to watch it, so I didn't. The Grisaya stuff isn't bad, it's just not very good. It's very dramatic. It's unearned drama, I would say that. But good action in those. So I didn't watch this. Maybe I should. I don't know. Honey Lemon Soda is pretty good. Honey Lemon Soda. It's pretty all right. It is a pretty good romance. It's a pretty good one of those. There wasn't the show I really wanted to watch, which we're going to get to in just a minute or two this season. The romance show I really wanted to watch didn't get picked up. So I kind of didn't have a lot of romance options that I was interested in. So I ended up watching this, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. It's one of those things where, like, it's a very simple story, and I like the characters, but it didn't. When the next episode came out, I wasn't going to drop everything to watch it. Now, JC Staff does a phenomenal job. They're a good animation studio, so it looked really good. They didn't cut corners, but I wasn't like drawn. Like I would realize like, oh, I haven't watched like 3 episodes of this. Shit, I need to go back. So, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good one of those. I Have a Crush at Work did not get picked up by anybody. Now, if you live outside the United States, maybe you live in an Asian country, perhaps, you could watch this on YouTube if you wanted to. You watch it on their official YouTube. I couldn't do that. I watch my shows on, Prime and Netflix and Crunchyroll and High Dive. I don't watch them on various things. I watch them legally. So nobody picked this up. My hope is that this show is going to get picked up by High Dive later. That happens now and again where shows don't get picked up, and then once they're done as a package, they show up on another service with like the company that made it's not so great subtitles. But yeah, this is a simple like coworkers having a relationship, trying to keep it from getting out. And comedy and love happens. Seems really neat. Again, didn't get officially picked up and licensed, so I haven't seen it. I left my A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. It is the epitome of the banished kick subgenre. Our guy Yuke, master of all things, in a shitty party that think that, oh well, a red mage isn't going to be good, so we'll kick you out. He at some point in his time, he trained a bunch of young ladies for a little time while working in the guild. He runs into them. They're an A-rank party. They're a B-rank party. He joins them. They're now a new A-rank party, and great. Various girls are in love with him to different degrees. The art is not particularly that good. It is certainly Bandai has done better. It's a 2-core, and I'm really shocked it's a 2-core. I am so surprised that they're going to keep going with it. But again, there's even this photo here. There are ladies that are not present yet. There's at least one more lady that's not going to be there. Well, 2 more ladies, depending on all that. I will say this. If you like the stories of where a guy gets kicked out of a party, or a girl or non-binary person gets kicked out of a party, and then the people that kicked them out regret that shit, this story does that, but it takes a really long time to do it, and some of it's fucked, and I don't think it's going to show up in the anime. I don't think that's going to show up in the anime. The manga adaptation, it's pretty fucked. I didn't finish this because I've read a lot of the manga and eventually gave up on the manga. Now, I can't wait for the final episode here of I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. This is a joint venture here between Cloverworks and Sakura Create. You can tell who's doing what. Great character design, solid animation, just a fucking fun story. An overpowered main character who should be one of the top adventurers in the world, but she took a stable job. She works as a guild receptionist. She's got a good job and good pay and good benefits, and she's not to danger. And if it would just, her life would be so much easier if these dang adventurers would stop causing overtime. because they take too long to do quests sometimes, and quests back up, and so she's got to work hard. So she sneaks off as to solve problems under a hood, and then that unfortunately blows up in her face, and then things happen. It's a very fun manga. It is a good adaptation of this. I'm looking forward to the last episode because I just really like it. It's just really fun. I'm gonna drink a little water here. I did not watch a single episode of I Want to Escape from Princess Lessons. This art told me that I was not going to enjoy it because it just looks bad. The story did not seem appealing. I am not interested in the I'm going to chase you and make you mine style of romance. I just fuck off. If someone's not interested, fuck off. And this does not do that, it seems to be. Anyway. Oh, because it was a misunderstanding. So she's very excited about she thinks that she's about to be abandoned. She's not being abandoned. And the fact that she would leave and is happy that he is not interested in her, or she thinks he's not interested in her, makes him want her even more. And that's not interesting to me. So I didn't watch this. Not just yet, no. I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. I did not watch this at all. This story, again, a lot of the romance this season did not appeal to me, and the very idea of it did not appeal to me at all. The kind of like, oh, they don't like each other, but they're secretly married. Yeah. Ishura season 2. I did not watch the first season. I did not pick this up. I know some people that really like Ashura and really like the first season. I heard that the second season they didn't like as much. A few people said that. So I hope that the people that really like this show found something about it to like. And I'm sorry, but I'm not watching it. But I did watch every goddamn episode of I'm a Noble on the Brink of Ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Studio Dean, you did it again. You did a pretty okay job with a very dumb story. Holy shit. Okay, so isekai, right? It's an isekai. Our main character. So it's interesting because it's kind of a kicked, but kind of not. There's a class system in this, or there's a system in this that like every few generations, they close a noble house and you have to start fresh because that's to prevent like just generational wealth and generational like, oh, well, you're not contributing to the kingdom, but your great grandfather did, but you're just whatever. So our dude is just like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go do my own thing and I'm going to learn magic. And he eventually has a whole kingdom and he's got all these familiars and they upgraded. He's got like vampires and fairies that turn into elves and he can do all kinds of magic. He's like the son of a dragon now because he like helped a dragon that had gotten sealed that people thought was corrupted but wasn't to like be cool. And so now everyone thinks he's awesome and he just like doesn't have any problems. He does not have any problems that can't be solved in a single episode. He beats a Dracula very easily using trickery. It's not good, but it is unbelievably watchable. And so if you are looking for an easy show, an easy fantasy show, yeah, it's one of those. And most of it looked pretty okay. There's a lot of recycled animations, I'll say that. But that's still better than just a close-up of someone's face and then another close-up of someone else's face. So I'll take that. But yeah, this one is an easy watch, but not very good. I have not watched any of Kinikuma Perfect Origin Arc Season 2. This is the Muscle show that got rebooted, that is on Netflix, and it goes places. I have seen clips of the origin of this race of people that eventually become wrestlers. Yes, from what I understand, it fucking goes places. And someday I'll watch all of it, but not right now. Machine Genesis Wataru. I have not watched any of Machine Genesis Wataru. I have not watched any of this series. To get to this point, nobody picked it up. I didn't watch it. Magic Maker, How to Make Magic in Another World. I didn't watch you. You didn't get me this time, Studio Dean, because I know that this show sucks. Because I read a little of the light novel, so I knew not to watch this. I am not going to dignify this show by telling you why it sucks, but it does. It's an isekai, and it's gross in many ways and bad. And I did not watch a single minute of it because I read some of it, and then I saw this was coming out, and I went, oh, I don't want to know that exists. I don't think this should have been picked up because I think it's bad. Medica Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. I thought this show was fine. This is a very fine. The ecchi I don't necessarily agree with. I think that this is. I think the ecchi tag probably comes from the fact that sometimes she's like overdoing the flirtation, but it's just like girl is trying to shoehorn a relationship with the boy, or not even like, for the most part, not even really start a relationship. Just like this dude has not fallen for her, so she's gonna work hard to make him, and it's like fine. This is okay. It's not great. I like both of them. I like the supporting cast a lot. The supporting cast is very good. And the kind of show like this needs that. So again, very light for me on the romance this season, so I was kind of watching it just whatever. Medalist, I didn't watch. This is on my list of shows to watch this year. I will not end 2025 without watching Medalist, but it's on Hulu and Disney Plus, and I don't have either of those. At some point this year, I will have Hulu at least for a month, and I will watch this. So at some point, I will let you know what I think of this show, which I've heard very good things about. But this like ice skating show is apparently really good. Apparently one of the best shows this season, but I didn't see it. Momentary Lily, I did not watch. This art looked terrible. So this is like, it's like a girls doing things, but also an action show. But the PV, the trailer for it, looked terrible, and the art looked bad. And I was like, I'm okay. So I didn't watch it. It was on my list of, if people start talking about this show, I'll watch it. But it didn't happen. My Happy Marriage Season 2, I am currently watching Season 1. So I have not got caught up with this. Season 1 is really good, but it's my, like, when I have time. So hopefully now I'm going to finish Season 1 in the next couple weeks before the next anime season starts up. So I will get to this because the first season of My Happy Marriage was another show that people, friends of mine, were like surprised I hadn't watched. That were like, oh, hey, I know you like stuff like this, so I'm surprised you haven't seen it. So they were right. I'm enjoying it. Okesora fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but now I just wish I know what she's saying. So I feel like this is a very good show that I don't enjoy. It's hard to say that, but this is a good show, but I don't like watching it. So I stopped it. I didn't watch all of it. And my explanation for that, how I can say, oh, it's a very good show, just I'm not interested, is I think there's a fundamental disconnect that keeps me from really enjoying it. And I think other people have had fun with it. But the whole point of the show is that this dude goes to Okinawa and he's like interested in a girl that her dialect is so different because they didn't necessarily start with Japanese. There's a whole thing culturally I can't really get into here. But she's got a dialect and an accent that he can't quite understand. So there's a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of humor there, where like they're having a communication problem. And then his translator for that is also catching feelings for him. And so it's a love triangle. But a fundamental element of the love triangle is the part where the characters, like, there's this language barrier. And I think if I understood Japanese, this show would be easier for me to watch this show and get the jokes and all the references. But because I'm relying on all of the translation, that the localization and translation has to do an incredibly difficult job of making this translation make sense, but also convey that he doesn't get what's going on, and play on words and wordplay and misunderstandings in language. And I always feel like I'm 3 or 4 steps behind Okisura. So like, I think I don't even know if there's a dub. If there was a dub of this, let me actually look it up. Let me see if, like, maybe that would work. Maybe if, let me just, I don't even know. Because I got through a few episodes of this. Let me see if there's a, see if this is available in different languages here. No, it's just subtitled. Okay. If there was a dub of this show, maybe that would work. And again, that'd be very hard, but maybe I would like it if it was a dub. I don't know. I wanted to like this one a lot. It's just I feel like I'm ill prepared to really fully engage with it. Possibly the greatest alchemist of all time is an isekai that I read the manga of quite a bit. I have not watched any of the anime. There is a spider girl in this that is really fun. The thing I need to tell you is that all of these girls are slaves to this guy. So, like, maybe watch the show until the part where he gets a bunch of slaves. Now, is he a bad slave owner? No, I guess. But like a good slave owner that like is nice and helps people out, like removes a curse and is like a good guy, is still just. And the thing about this is, and this is again, I did not watch this anime a single moment. I don't know how Studio Comet did with the animation. I can't tell you about the animation. I can tell you that I've read a bunch of the manga. He goes to visit a slave company to go see about slaves, and decides, actually, I'm not comfortable doing this. And it was like, whew, okay, that was a weird tangent. Let's get back to you and your spider friend and making a bunch of inventions and having a good time. And then later he's like, I really do need a support network. Maybe I was wrong. And then he goes and gets slaves. And then later he gets more slaves. And it was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I don't need it. It's so fucking frustrating because it's a fun show, because his love of alchemy and making things is really interesting. The fact that he gets summoned by accident with a bunch of heroes, but he gets summoned earlier than they show up. So we know that at some point, summons from another world are going to show up and there's going to be some kind of reason for them to be there. But we don't know what happened to that. And I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. There's a lot that's really interesting about this show, but also I'm never going to find out what happened there because it's just fundamentally a no thanks. That's a no from me, dog. Promise of Wizard. I only watched one episode of this show because I like to watch isekai. There are so many boys that, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. But girl gets summoned, and then there's all these boys, and she's gonna fix the world. It's based on a video game. Definitely, like, I don't know that it's based on a gacha game, but it feels like it's based on a gacha game. The problem is that Linden Films didn't spend any money on this anime. The episodes I watched 2 episodes. In both episodes, almost every scene are static characters talking, and occasionally they move a little bit. And in one scene, a group of characters literally slides across. They slide. They didn't even animate them walking. They just moved them digitally in the frame. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, I would have to really love all of these boys to watch this anime because they spent $0 on it. Like, maybe the people that make the game are happy because it gets the name out there and a bunch of people will go and pick up the game, but like, fucking yikes, my dudes. Yikes. Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow. Fuck yeah. At the time of this recording, we've got a couple days till the 13th episode of Season 2 comes out. This is A1 Pictures. This is their A game. This is their A team. It had one episode where some of the monsters, I was like, ooh, they use CGI there. That sucks. But I'll let it slide because the action scenes are so good. Yes, if you have read the webtoon, if you are engrossed in it and in the webtoon of it, you've read the web novel, you don't like some of the changes that were made, you think, hey, they completely cut out some characters. There are scenes that just aren't there. They reworked some stuff to make one character seem stronger than he should be. They really took it light on the Japanese hunters who are assholes, and they really downplayed them in there because a Japanese studio was obviously making this anime. So they didn't do it. I understand that. I get you. I got you. My counter to that is this show whips fucking ass. I've read the webtoon, and I think this is a great adaptation. Same thing with the first season. There's stuff that's cut out that I think is totally great. Yes, a character's cousin, a minor character's cousin, got cut out of the show completely. And a friend of mine was just like, oh, but she's so great. And I'm like, you mean the couple scenes she has where she and another character argue about a thing for a really long time? Yeah, I don't miss that random cousin. I know she's not in the show. I don't miss her. This is a phenomenal adaptation. I can't wait for the last episode. If you haven't really checked out the manhwa, I think you should. If you haven't checked out Solo Leveling, go back to season 1. It takes a while. Season 1, it takes a long time before this dude becomes overpowered and awesome. And in season 2, he is fucking rad and doing great. And this is my favorite show this season by far. It's so good. One of my favorite shows this season, but that is not Solo Leveling, is Soriaro Utility. Soriaro Utility, the TV version, because there was an OVA a few years ago. They had an OVA that came out before Birdie Wing. And then they raised money to make this whole production. In the meantime, Birdie Wing came out. So now we have a just chill slice of life about some girls playing golf. I have watched the 12th episode. I'll be talking about that on stream on Thursday. But I have watched the last episode, and I can tell you that this show whips. It's so good. It's so fun. It is light. It is breezy. It is occasionally dips into, are they in love with each other? Are they catching feelings? It doesn't go that far. It doesn't go too far. I would say it's not the worst example of queer baiting in a show. But there is some queer baiting in it, and that's just unfortunately part of the parcel. Nathan says, I like Solo Leveling, but I'm more interested in how the MC strength changes the dynamics of the show's world. Yes, Nathan, that isn't a really interesting element of it is the idea that he is getting stronger, which is a foreign concept. You are strong. You are strong or you are weak. And the idea that people keep running into him and they're like, I don't think he was hiding his strength before. I think he just got stronger. And it's not gear related. What's his deal? I really like that. I think there's a lot to go with on that. Solo Leveling is just a whole interesting thing. I know some people were like, well, it feels like his story is done. And it's like, well, his own personal objective may have been completed in season 2, but like, hey, there's a lot more going on. There's like a lot more going on. It goes fucking places. Solo Leveling goes places, and it wraps around on itself, and then it goes, actually, there's more going on, and then it wraps around on itself. It does it twice. It's wild. Anyway, Minami rules. I love Minami. She's really fun. It's got golf in it, but it's not like, hey, let's learn a lot about golf. It's just an excuse for characters to have a good time together. Really enjoyed it. One of my favorite shows this season. It's on High Dive. If you don't have High Dive, you should get High Dive for a month and watch this and a couple other shows that came out that I've been talking about. It's so good. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Season 2. I can't believe this got a second season. I know some people that really love this show. It's got its defenders. It's got its proponents for it. I've watched Love Hina. I've watched Sister Princess. I just think that I'm done with this style of comedy romance show. I just don't have it in me to watch a harem show anymore. It would have to be really, really good for me to get into it. But again, this got a second season after the first season. Wasn't too long ago. People are really into it. People are enjoying it. Nathan says, I'm kind of embarrassed how much I like 100 Girlfriends. I think it works because Rentaro isn't a creep and the girls also care about each other and don't entirely revolve around the MC. The OP and ED are also great and have been stuck in my head recently. So yeah, I have heard the music from it and I think it's really good. Like I said, this is a good one of those. This isn't Rent a Girlfriend, which some people really like, and every element of Rent a Girlfriend is toxic to me. This one is a one that, like, I think if I was 30 years younger, I would have watched every episode of this twice already. If I was 20 years younger, I would have been like, yeah, all right, I'll watch it. But me, my age right now, this subgenre, this style of, I should say, it's not even a subgenre, because that it's kind of out of fashion. This style of harem romance show is just not something I'm particularly interested in right now. I could see that changing someday. Maybe I'll go check it out at some point. But right now, not super into it. All right. Apothecary Diary Season 2 has been so good. I do want to actually, hold on one second. Sorry. I have to make a note on something really quick. I'm doing this right now while I do it. It's fine. Let's see. What was that? Yes. So this is, wait, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I realized I want to talk about Apothecary Diaries on Kuma Bear at some point, because this is a show. Season 1, I watched one episode of and I went, and then people were saying, Pat, this is really good. Pat, you will like this. Pat, you should watch this show. And I was like, And then I watched a couple clips on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel and I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out. And it's so good. We are in the middle of a 2-core here, a back-to-back. So the first half is episode 12 is coming out at the time of this recording in a couple days. But I've been loving this show. I really should have checked it out from day one. Kicking myself that I didn't. I let it go. I was like, but no, it's really good. She's so fucking great. The animation is top tier. The facial expressions are so vivid in this show, and it needs it, and it gets it, and I love that. All right, well, let's move on here. We're almost done with the TV ones, and then we got to do the OVAs and all that. The Daily Life of a Middle-Aged Online Shopper in Another World is a bad isekai that I don't recommend. But I have said this, I said it in the preview, and I will say it in this. The animation of this is bad. It's real bad. They really cut corners. The one thing I will give Daily Life credit for is there are characters you can see right here. They're cat people. And the cat people have fur all over their bodies. most of the time, if you are seeing, especially in a show like this kind of show, if you are seeing female characters who are beast people, they just have like floppy ears and a tail, maybe whiskers. The fact that they made their cat people is good, and I applaud that. Good on you, character designer. But for the most part, this show is just like, nah, nothing going on here. No thanks. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world was really fun. I am surprised it didn't do better with viewers from my anime list, because it's really great. It is a good one of those. It is a good style parody of Sentai shows. It's a very good send-up of the genre. It's very fucking silly. I had a really good time. Just the idea is like, oh, well, I guess I'm in a fantasy. I guess I'll be an adventurer, but I'm not going to stop being a ranger. And he's dumb, and everyone is dumb, and it's just fun. It's really fun and really well done, and also looks good. So yeah, Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. I didn't talk about it weekly, but I did really enjoy this one. And I haven't watched hey, the last episode could come out and be a real bummer, but I don't think it will be. I have not watched a moment of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, so I cannot talk about the first or second season of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Yeah, I just haven't watched it. Sorry. I did not watch a single fucking moment of Unite Up Unibirth, the sequel to Unite Up. This art just told me I'm okay. Again, idol stuff is a high bar for me to clear for idol shows. Yeah, I'm just like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Unnamed Memory Season 2 looks bad. It is a bad job. They're doing a bad job with this. I bounced off the manga, so I never watched the anime after like the first couple episodes, the first season. So it seems like an okay adaptation, except for the art, based on a manga that's like pretty okay, but not anything super substantial. The premise, I think, is fun. This dude has been his whole family bloodline has been cursed, so he seeks comfort from a witch to cure it, or marry him, which would also help, because if she had a child, that child wouldn't be cursed. Like, oh, that's kind of all right. I don't know. It's okay. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf is another anime this season that has no fucking money. It's an isekai because she is the main character. In my opinion, she's the main character, and she's coming to Earth. So it's a different world for her. So it's an isekai. So people say it's reverse isekai. I don't believe them when they say that. But to me, she's the main character. Just like if Toru in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid was the main character, that'd be an isekai. But Kobayashi is the main character of that show, so it's not an isekai. Just like Tenchi Muyo is not an isekai because he's the main character, except for War on Geminar, which is an isekai because Tenchi's brother Kenshi goes to a different world. Even if his mom is from that world, he's not from that world. It's an isekai. So, sorry. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. I really don't have much to say about it. It's not that good. And also, I think that anime forgets what it's supposed to do. It's just weird. Witchy Precure Mira Days. I'm fairly one of the Precures is an isekai, and I think it's this one. I think this is the one that's isekai. Hold on one sec. Let me look it up because I do have this bookmarked. All right, so if I make this winter 2025, it'll tell me all the isekais on AniChart. Oh, I guess Machine Genesis Wataru was an isekai. Huh. And Princess Connect was an isekai? Huh. Oh, that's on ONA, so there's only one episode, so that's okay. Witchy Precure, Mira Days, and You and Idol Precure are both isekais, apparently. Apparently those are both isekai. Okay, so yeah. So last season, I thought, the last season had 3 more isekai than I thought. Oh, and Ishira is listed as an isekai? What? All right, I don't know. Maybe I can't really trust Annie Chart. But I could trust Annie Chart for that. So apparently both of these are isekais. I don't know how. This one is the sequel to Witchy Precure, and it's aimed at an adult, like people that grew up with that. So it's like, hey, this one's for you, people that have grown up watching Precure, and that's cool, and I like that. And then this one is episode 8 of 49, so it's a year-long show. Toei's doing a whole thing. The fact that Toei can do so many shows that air weekly is wild. Good for them. But yeah, I've never watched a single thing of Precure, but I know some people that swear by them. So good. I'm glad it's good. The show fucking rocks, man. Zenshu, one of my favorite shows this season. Up there with Solo Leveling and Soriaro Utility. Our main character got isekai'd. The show did not let you know it was an isekai until the first episode. The show premise, if you hear, like this is the premise that Mappa, because it's the original, Mappa was like, hey, this is what the show's about. This girl is a award-winning, and she's doing her next project, but it's a romance thing, and she's like, I've never been in love, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so she's going to try to figure it out. And then she gets poisoned and dies and enters the world of a anime movie that she loved as a child and a young adult. And she can change what happens in that anime. And things happen, and it's wild. And there's a lot of references to animation, different kinds of anime. There's a Gundam in it at one point, legally distinct Gundam. There is a wrestler that is definitely Tiger Mask in there, but he's Cat Gentleman. There's a lot of references. It's really fun. It's interesting. There's some good backstory in it. I think it ends without, if you didn't, I think it ends like fine. I don't know if it sticks the landing, but as an original animation, I think it's a really fun idea. I think it's animated really well. I would also watch a fantasy or a romance show of just about a girl going on dates, trying to figure out how to work on her storyboards for her love thing. Also, we find out, because the thing I always ask is like, why did she say yes to this? Why did she get assigned this job if she's not qualified for it? It is explained in the anime why she was working on a romance movie. But yeah, I thought it was a really good show, Zenshu. I'd kind of fallen off of it, but then I got back into it and I really liked it. I did not watch anything. I did not watch a single moment of Ooblat. It did not look interesting. It's on Amazon Prime. That was the show this season they picked up. It did not look interesting, so I did not watch it. Shorts. This was an isekai short. It's the second season of an isekai that sounds cute, but I've not been able to see it. There weren't a lot of shorts. Leftovers. I did not watch A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. Did not watch that. Did not watch Blue Miburo. I'm just kind of done with the measure. I'm just done with this time period and anime in that period. That kind of drama. But I did watch Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball Daima, 20 episodes, started last year, ended this kind of early in this season. It rules. It's so fucking good. Dragon Ball Daima is awesome. You should check it out. It's kind of a spiritual successor to Dragon Ball. And not just because Goku is small in it, and various characters are small in it. Some of the new characters got introduced are really fun. The fight scenes are really great. The comedy works most of the time. The setting is really fun. Going to that realm is cool. There is a reoccurring plot device that I hate in this show that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, there is trouble with planes and spaceships and jets. Engine trouble is like the biggest plot device, and it feels bad every time. Other than that, Dragon Ball Daima is really great. There's some transformations that are cool. A thing from, I won't say what it is if you haven't watched, but a thing from Dragon Ball GT is in Dragon Ball Daima that I was not expecting. And I was like pleasantly surprised. I think it's really fun. You should check out Dragon Ball Daima. I did not watch that show. Nobody picked it up. I haven't watched the reanimation of Fishman Island. I've kind of been enjoying the One Piece break. There's more coming, but I've been enjoying the One Piece break, so I didn't watch that. Oh, hell yeah. Orb on the Movements of the Earth by Madhouse. Nailing it, killing it, knocking it out of the park. If there was one show, I mentioned a couple shows that people were like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't watch this. If there was one overall thought from people last year, a show that did not end up on my 2024 top 10 list, if there was one show that people were like, Pat, I can't believe you didn't watch that, it was Orb. And when I read this, I was like, oh, it's a drama set in Poland, and like, what? I don't know. This seems weird. Like, this just seems like something I'm not going to be interested in. It's so good. Obviously, it looks incredible. Madhouse rarely misses. They have missed, don't get me wrong. They rarely miss. Even if their stories aren't that interesting, the animation is always top tier. This was a phenomenal series. It is sometimes very slow. Other times, the drama is in such high gear. Yes, you could just watch a live action of this, but I think that a lot of the thoughts and visions and what ifs that are in people's heads are expressed so vividly via animation that it makes total sense for it to be an anime. 25 episodes, totally worth your time. Orb. My number, it might end up in my top 10 list for 2025. It definitely might end up in my top 10 list because it's too core. But it's definitely the show I wish I had watched in 2024. We'll say that. Didn't watch that. I'm not watching Rurouni Kenshin. No thanks. Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. I am glad that you folks had more Shangri-La. The people that like Shangri-La, I'm glad you've got Shangri-La. I'm a broken record on this. I'm not going to put too much time on it. I don't go and out of my way to watch shows that are VR MMO things. I don't know why. It's just not interesting. I think Beaufry is the only one I've ever really loved. It's one thing if it's like a trapped in a video game, death game thing, but it's another if it's just like, because to me, it's not really about it's all about what the character is doing in that world, not who the character is. And it's just not appealing to me. But I've heard this is a good one of those, and I'm glad that it continues to be good. So yeah, Tono to Inu. I am hoping somebody picks this up because this looks very cute. It's just about a guy that like ends up having a dog, and the dog is like Shiba Inu, and the guy is just like at his wit's end about this damn dog, and it looks great, and nobody picked it up, and I hope that I can watch it someday. I didn't watch this Mahjong show. No one picked it up, and I didn't watch it. I know I did not watch a single moment of Trillion Game. That just looks totally unappealing to me. Nothing about that made me want to watch it. tying the knot with an amagami sister is pretty fun. This is a pretty fun show. Is it good? Maybe. Is it great? No. Is it fun? Yes. It's a fun one of those. I love that harebrained scheme. They're trying to save their shrine. Harebrained scheme after harebrained scheme just does not work. My favorite of this 2-core is when they're like, let's become like we'll do social media and we'll like encourage people that way, and it totally backfires and doesn't work, and like less people like them because it's so cloying. Like, and then there's like the romance element of it that's like fine. To me, the slice of life comedy element of it is where this really shines, and the like, will they, won't they, which one of them is interesting to me, but I still really like it. Movies, I did not watch any anime movies here. I do at some point. This is a sequel to Batman Ninja, and I'm probably going to watch Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League. It's on Amazon. I'm probably going to watch it at some point. It came out this year. And I'm probably going to watch it at some point because it sounds... Batman Ninja wasn't bad. Didn't watch that. New Doraemon. I wonder how many Doraemon movies there are. God. There was a movie for Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle. Good for them. Mission Recon is a compilation movie. There is an OVA that airs with it, which I would like to see at some point because I like Kaiju number 8. But this is just a compilation. Make a Girl. Yeah, that was just one episode of that. Let's see. We're almost ready to talk about Thunderbolt Fantasy. Was just one episode, and then there's, I think, Thunderbolt Fantasy Season 4 is on Crunchyroll now. It wasn't when it came out. It now is on Crunchyroll. So if you like that, there you go. There was an ONA, which is bundled with the Blu-ray box set for that. Blue Box. Oh, okay, so again, I mentioned this at the beginning of this video. I'll say it again for people that came in on the stream. This show just aired normally, but in some parts of the world, it aired on Netflix before it aired on Japanese television. And that's how this section, OVA, ONA special, are TV specials, things that are bundled with DVDs or box sets, and stuff that airs on streamers first. Even if it airs on Japanese television, if it aired on streamer first, it goes in this bundle. So there will be some shows that I did watch that are in here, including one of my favorites of the season. Blue Box I did not watch because the very concept of sports cross lovers just is laughable to me. Pardon me. The very idea that's like, oh, well, she plays basketball and he plays badminton. How could it work? Easily. The answer is easily. So I didn't watch that because I just the very concept of it was like, no thanks. Ooh, JC Staff did. Oh, the Duel Masters. Okay, I was gonna say I like JC Staff. What is this? No thanks. Okay. Head Under to Another World from Salaryman to Big Four is a pretty okay isekai. It's all right. It is what it says on the tin, right? There's romance in it that's fun, like a fun sub thing of romance. It's just this dude, the Demon Lord's like, yeah, I got a bunch of people who are strong. I don't have anybody that is good at like organizing things and understanding other people. So I would like you to do that. So it's just like, yeah, a good office worker gets hired to be one of the 4 Heavenly Kings under the Demon King. And it's just like, yeah, it's fun. Animation's pretty solid. It's got some CGI bullshit in it, but overall, pretty good. It's a fun one. Didn't watch that. I did not watch any episodes of the 2-core of I'm Living with an Otaku Neat Kunichi. Kuno Nichi. This looked bad. This looked very bad, so I did not watch it last season, and I did not watch it this season. Yeah, I'm just no, thank you. There's only one episode of that. This is the OVA for Kaiju number 8. That seems very fun. I'm hoping that Crunchyroll puts this out so I can see it, because I would like to see it. Kaiju number 8 was on Crunchyroll, right? Or maybe it was High Dive? I don't remember. If it was High Dive, then wait, how to watch. We're doing live research here, folks. Kaiju number 8. Who had this show? Crunchyroll has it. Great. So yeah, Crunchyroll doesn't always put up OVAs, which is a shame. I would love it if they did. If it was High Dive, I would imagine they would, because High Dive makes a lot of their money on bundling Blu-rays and DVD box sets and stuff. So they usually put up OVAs. High Dive or Crunchyroll, hit or miss on that. But I would like to see this, because it'll be fun, because I like the show a lot. I did watch this one episode to celebrate Pokemon Day. This is very fun. It's just a very fun, silly little episode about a postman and a cool Dragonite postman. It's just fun. Didn't watch that. Nobody has this. Is a stop motion animation. 12 episodes about Cinnamon Roll, who is very popular on the internet and collectors, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. This is 30 seconds long. I think this is very funny. It's very funny that this was included, that on my anime list included this. This is a 30-second animation of a bunch of pirates playing basketball against just Luffy. And again, 30 seconds long. It was part of the Los Angeles Lakers One Piece Day, which is also very fucking funny that was a collab. But yeah, you can watch this officially. It's, like I said, it's 30 seconds. And yeah, Luffy's dressed as a Laker and does have the hat, which is not regulation, I'm pretty sure. It's very silly and fun and 30 seconds long, so check it out. These are the side story there. This is the side story. Oh, they had 17 episodes of that, huh? For Kaiju number 8? That's fun. Only one episode of this aired, but this seemed fun. Nobody picked that up, but that seemed fun there and neat. Princess Connect is just one episode. This was the anniversary. Okay, so originally showcased during the 7th anniversary live stream of the game Princess Connect Redive, which I am aware of. This was an isekai that's part of that world. Okay, sure. Sakamoto Days. I didn't know that this show was going to be just 11 episodes. I thought it was going to be like 12 episodes. As a Warriors fan, I assume Nathan says, it breaks my heart seeing Luffy in a Lakers jersey. I understand, Nathan. I feel ya. I get it. Sakamoto Days. I did not know it was going to be 11 episodes because episodes 10 and 11 are like a little mini thing, but there's some good story beats to it. Makes sense. Now, I will say this. I talked about this in a whole video where I talk about the joy of being anime only. I understand that if you are a big fan of the Sakamoto Days manga, you are a diehard manga fan of this series, that the anime leaves you wanting more because you're not getting that juxtaposition. You're not getting that like goofy silliness juxtaposed with the very detailed black and white art of the intense fights and the like very cool fight scenes, and then the silliness. You don't get that juxtaposition in this anime because changing art styles wouldn't probably have worked, and it's animation and they're putting their time into the animation, but they don't need to make the characters in the fun times as chibi or silly. They could have, they didn't. Here's the thing. I've only read a little bit of the manga. I'm mostly anime only, and I don't miss it. I don't miss that cool juxtaposition. If I'm just watching the anime for the anime and I'm watching it on its terms, it's fucking rad, man. This is a rad show. It's funny and fun sometimes, and the like the minor characters are really cool, and yes, I would like them to have a little bit more going on, but I think there's enough. And I think it's really solid and a really good adaptation. Now, again, it's kind of weird that the main story was like 9 episodes, and then there's like 2 episodes that are just like a bridge to another season. And the fact that it was only 11 episodes, I was like, oh, I'm kind of surprised by that. But still really cool. I think it's a really solid adaptation. Like I said, I feel for you. I feel for the manga lovers of this show that they're feeling a little underrepresented in the and a little disappointed, and I get that. There is one bonus here from Bones Film Division of Skate the Infinity Extra Part, which is out there, and it's just like 4 little short stories crammed together for Skate the Infinity. For diehard fans of Skate the Infinity, you get a little bit more Skate the Infinity. Congratulations. This is part, I guess, of the... Yes, so this is in theaters and then has a home video release. So congratulations to you for having a little bit more of the show you like. Tatsukari Hotel is based on a video game, and it's very clear that video game is just about puzzle solving. And if this video game has characterization and a story, then they are being misserved in this anime, because this anime just felt like I was watching an adventure game. I was watching like a silent playthrough of an adventure game. It's not good. It's very not good. A friend of mine is weekly reviewing this show for a site, and I was really surprised because he was like, they let me pick the shows, and I kind of want to see what happens in this show. And I was very surprised because it's not good to me. Our Idol thing, Trust, I don't know what that is. That aired in March. Japan. Okay, great. So, oh boy, an hour and a half. So let's see if, well, not really an hour and a half. How long is my local recording? My local recording is an hour and 16 minutes. It took me it's 17 minutes to do an intro and talk about all of the shows from the past season. Hopefully this will be faster to go through the spring 2005 preview here. Now, if we go and sort by next airing episode, this says that at time of this recording of this video, in 5 days and 10 hours, Sword of the Demon Hunter Kiji Gentosho is airing. Apparently, there is a show that had its first 2 episodes aired on Crunchyroll already. They went up today, so that is now actually the first show that has aired this season is already out. The first one's going to air on TV in Japan. It's coming out in a few days. So the season is basically upon us. Let's talk about some stuff. This is based on a video game, sci-fi show called Compass 2.0 Animation Project. When they put Animation Project in the title, that's usually a red flag. This is based on a video game. This does not look good. I watched the PV. I try to watch all the PVs that are out. I watched this PV and I said to myself, no, thank you. A Ninja and Assassin Under One Roof is a comedy series that looks very silly and nonsense. So I think I might watch it. Yeah. An assassin and a ninja. It seems kind of fun. Somebody picked this up. Yeah, Crunchyroll picked it up. Hell yeah. I'll probably watch it. I should say, as we're about to get into the next show, there are some sequels this season that I'm very excited about. I probably won't cover them on my streams, because generally on my weekly model kit building streams, I talk about the shows I'm watching. I probably won't, because if people haven't watched the first season, it's kind of like weird. I might make exception for Aharon-san wa Hakaranai Season 2, because I love this goddamn show. Okay. There were a lot of great romantic comedies the year that Haran-san wa Hakaranai came out. They didn't translate the name because it's a nonsense name, so they didn't translate that. This is a phenomenal slow burn romance. The first season ended. I don't think they know that. I think they know they like each other, but that's about it. We got a girl, our main character, Aharon. People think that she is mute, but she's not mute. She's not a cool ice princess. She just talks really quietly, especially when she's nervous. And nobody notices. They don't notice that she's trying to communicate with people, except for our bland-faced main character, who has a mean mug, but he only has a mean mug because he's thinking too hard, because he overthinks things constantly, which is just so fun and so solid. It's just wild and great. It's a very silly show. It has the first season has them communicating via rap, and it's funny and not cringy. It's not cringe-inducing, which is wild. Really fun show. Highly recommend it. I feel like it got overshadowed by some other really good romantic comedy shows that year. But Haran-san wa Hakaranai is great. I'm so glad there's a season 2. It looks like right now that nobody has it, but that's at the time of this recording. So I'm still hopeful that Crunchyroll is going to do the second season. Crunchyroll, do it. Sometimes they don't announce everything they've got, but I'm still hopeful that it's going to get picked up. Anne Shirley is an adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. I don't know why there are so many Anne of Green Gables anime adaptations. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to watch this. I don't know why Crunchyroll picked it up. Maybe it'll be great, but I just have no interest in Anne of Green Gables. I think I'm good. Apocalypse Hotel is an original, and it looks kind of fun. Nobody's picked it up right now, but this looks kind of neat. It's just like a weird hotel where there's no humans. So it's just a bunch of robots still running a hotel. This could be, because it's an original, so we don't know. This could be very melancholy. It could be very funny. It could be both. In episode 1, a human could show up. I don't know. But it's an intriguing premise. And I'm hoping somebody picks it up, because I would like to watch it. Black Butler Emerald Witch Arc. Hey, fans of Black Butler, I'm glad you're eating well. I'm glad you're getting so many Black Butler anime adaptations. You're getting so many more arcs done. I'm so happy for you. It isn't me. I am not the audience for this. I will not be watching, but I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you got Cloverworks working on your baby, and you get to see more of it. I'm glad. Bye Bye Earth Season 2. I did not enjoy the episodes of Season 1 that I watched. I am not interested in watching Season 2. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know about this one. They are in a gardening club, and I think that's fun. Catching Feelings, the show. JC Staff is doing it, and they're a good studio. This is on my maybe pile. This is on my maybe list. I might watch it. I don't know. Catch Me at the Ballpark. I am going to watch. This show is coming out. This will be the first show of the new season that I'll be watching, because it starts in about a week. Catch Me at the Ballpark is about a baseball stadium. Now, this is a real phenomenon that exists out there, that there are people hired, concession stand people that go out into the stands to sell beer and food. There are girls that do it and have followings on like Instagram and TikTok, and they have like people that go to games specifically to see them, people that like travel to stadiums that are outside where they live because they want to go and get served by their favorite beer swinging idol. And it's a whole thing, and that's a real actual thing that is happening. And now there's an anime about it. And I like the idea of it. It's looking at not just her, but also the ballpark. And I like that it may be there. I guess there is some romance to it. I'm going to watch this one. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I like the premise a lot. Okay, nobody picked this one up. This is the the psychological high school thing here. Yeah. I don't know. The premise of this one is kind of interesting. Nobody's picked it up. I don't know if anyone will. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. Sounds kind of interesting. Classic Stars. I will not be watching Classic Stars. I bet this character is a villain. I'm going to say that right now. The glasses nerd is generally the villain, the secret villain. But this is a music show with some pretty boys, and it doesn't seem like I want to watch it. Fire Force Season 3. Yeah, I'm going to watch Fire Force Season 3. I can't tell you exactly how Season 2 ends. I think it's a cliffhanger, and it was a long wait. But I liked Season 2. I really loved Season 1. Fire Force. We got a good boy main character. Shinra is a good boy. He's from that generation, that modern isekai, or not isekai, modern shonen protagonist who is a really good boy. You know, we're not getting the anti-hero protagonists. We're getting our Yujis, our Dekus. We're getting those like real good, like just like A+ good guy main characters in our shonens. And Shinra is one of those guys. He's got an evil looking smile, but he's a good guy. So yeah, I'll probably watch more of Fire Force. David Production does a good job. We got one, folks. We got one. We got a Girls Doing Things. It's an original. PA Works is putting it out. Crunchyroll is going to run it. It is girls eating food at college, at university, pardon me. It's a bunch of girls, 5 girls. We got 5 girls in this one. We got 5 girls doing something. Shared love of food. You know I'm in. And I will most likely be covering this weekly. I expect to cover this weekly on my streams. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman is a show that I will be watching. Amazon Prime got it. I have Amazon Prime. I'm going to watch this one. Do you need to watch this one? No. This one's interesting because it's almost like a self-banishment in the banished genre. Basically, our dude has been training people since he was like a teen at being a swordsman. And some of the people that he trained have gone on to be big deals in the world. And those people want the rest of the world to see how good their sensei was. So they basically like pull him, somewhat kicking and screaming, out of his little bubble into the wider world to show everybody how good he is. Now, it just so happens that almost every character that he trained who has become a big deal was a young lady at the time and is now a woman, a full-grown woman, and they all have various degrees of crushes on him, which is a bummer, but they don't dwell on it. It's mostly for comic relief and interpersonal dynamics between those characters. He's just still a good dude. And I think like it's pretty rad. Also, he's not old. He's my age. Yes, more middle-aged anime MCs. Yes, Nathan. And again, he's not old. Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles on this one. He's not even that old, comparatively. It's a little frustrating on that one, but that's just a problem with me. But yeah, I'm excited for that because the manga is really solid. Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers is a great name for a show I won't watch. Congratulations on Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. It's a great name. Hanadol interpretation of flowering. This is a 2.5D Idol franchise. The animation of that. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna watch this. Like, I'm okay. Kimetsu no Apri Ringhen. This is a sequel to the first one here. New semester. No, it's another music show. Not my jam. This show, the first 2 episodes of this show are already on Crunchyroll. If you want to watch it now, at time of this recording, the first 2 episodes are out. I don't know if the third one's going to come out next week or how it's going to go, because at this time it's not out for a week and a half. I don't know, but yeah. So this dude died and got reincarnated. Is this I know it's a reincarnation story. I can't remember if this is one of the isekai. Let me look. Is this an isekai? Are they saying this is an isekai? Yes. So this is an isekai. I knew it was a rebirth. I didn't know if it was an isekai. This is one of the isekais this season. There are a few. So our dude is trying to be evil. He's trying to be evil because he's part of the Empire. And he's just like, I have to go out there and become a tyrant. But here's the thing. As it says in this, he's not very good at it. He's not very good at being evil. On the one hand, he's not very good at being evil because he's righteous in his evilness. And also, he ends up benefiting people who then swear allegiance to him. And then also, he doesn't realize that he's overpowered. He's unaware that he is so adept in the world that he is in. It's very fun. As a manga, I'm going to watch this one. I don't know if I'm going to watch it weekly, but I am going to watch it because, like I said, I like the source material. It is funny, and it is a funny bit of business. His interactions with the girl that he wants to marry is unbelievably fun, in that he thinks he is being the worst, and she does not see it that way, and it's pretty good. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level season 2. I'm so surprised we're getting a season 2. One of my favorite isekai. It'll come out tomorrow at the time of this recording for people to watch. That this is my next episode of Baer, my anime shorts where I talk about anime as quickly as possible and recommend shows. So this second season, I don't know if this needed another season, but this is a found family of a bunch of ladies. It is a witch who isolated herself for many, many years, who has now kind of been thrust out into the world, and the various women that get drawn to her. The 2 slimes that her energy helped create into full-grown young ladies who consider her their mom. The dragon girl, the other dragon girl, the elf, the boozy elf, all these characters. My favorite character, my favorite minor character in this show, the teen girl, who is a ghost, a surly teen girl ghost over here. The Leviathan sisters, the demon lord, and the demon, the high-ranking demon. There is a side manga about Beelzebub that is fucking great, that has a whole other dynamic to her character we don't see in the anime that is phenomenal. And there's a new character we can't see here in this photo. You can kind of see it. We were introduced to a new character who I think is also going to be one of her daughters. Because you got to introduce a new character. It's just so laid back, so light. The PV had the slime that became a martial artist in it, who is a criminally underused minor character in the show, and I'm excited that she's back in at least in one episode of season 2. It is just a pleasure to watch. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level season 2. Very excited about it. I am making a note for myself that I have to tell my friend, friend of the stream, Xandra. I know that she really liked the first season, and I don't know if she knows that the second season is coming out. Is that also going to be on Max? What? Oh no. 300 Max 7. Okay. I was like, what? It has a YouTube channel. I thought that M was Max for a second. I'm like, that's not right. It can't be on. That would be weird. But no, it's on Crunchyroll. Great. Kowloon Generic Romance seems very old. This manga must be old. But also it's a throwback. It's a walled city. This seemed weird. I don't think I'm going to watch it. It's kind of interesting, but I don't know. This is one of those shows that I'll wait to see if people I know are talking about it. You know what I mean? If there's buzz among my friend group, then maybe I'll check it out. Lazarus, I will definitely be watching. This is Mappa 2 seasons in a row. Mappa will have an original series. This one looks real fucking good. It's I can't remember his full name. It's Shinichiro Watanabe. Shinichiro Watanabe, the person who gave us the man, the myth, the legend, the reason we have Cowboy Bebop. Shinichiro Watanabe is doing a new series with Mappa called Lazarus. I'm going to watch it. A neuroscientist named Dr. Skinner. I'm like, yep, I'm on board. It's just very cool and weird. There's a lot going on here. It looks like a cool drama. It is a like drama that also is a medical drama, and I'm like, yeah, all right, into it. I'm gonna watch Lazarus. I'm excited about it. I will not be watching My Beshi Witches. I do not expect to watch that. Miru Watashi no Mirai. I do not expect to watch this because look at this. Look at this. Look at how many studios are on this list. That's bad. This character does not look like he is in the same anime as this character. Look at that. Look at this character. Look at that. Look at this character. Look at this character. This character isn't in the same anime as this character either. So apparently it's because they're using VR to go places. Okay. Yeah, it's a robot. Can it save Earth and humanity? Episode 1-7. Okay, yeah, so it's got a bunch of different worlds in it, and some of those worlds are anime. Yeah, no, I'm not going to watch this. By helping others, he says the butterfly effect changes, guiding society towards a brighter future. Yeah, that's why all these studios are listed, because it's like a bunch of different worlds, and I guess they're doing different styles, but this seems... No, thank you. No, thank you. Mobile Suit Gundam, Quux. I can't remember how it's pronounced. Do you pronounce Quux? What is it? GQX? No. G-Quarks? G-Quirks. Okay, G-Quirks is what the Gunpla Wiki and the Gundam Wiki are both saying G-Quirks. Okay. I'm going with G-Quirks. We'll go with that. GQ Cross? No, yeah, I'm going with G-Quirks. G-Quarks is coming out. I did not watch the movie that was out there because the first 3 episodes were edited together in a movie. This is going to be on Amazon Prime. Did not watch that. So, people will tell me, oh, well, the movie is a little different in the first episode than the movie version. I won't know because I didn't watch the movie. But I'm excited for this. Look, I'm going to watch the new Gundam series that comes out. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to watch it. Mono is a, let's see, Cinephoto Club. Photography Club and Video Research Club set around Kofu City. The girls go about their daily lives using the camera tied to kites, action cameras, and even drones around the city. Yeah. Hey, guess what? We got another girls doing things this season. We are blessed with girls doing things. This spring 2025, we are over, our basket is overflowing. We are blessed because we got another girl. We got girls cooking. We got girls. There's more coming, but right now we got this one. Girls taking photography. The Cinephoto Club. This seems great. Nobody's picked it up right now. I hope someone does. It seems neat. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I have never read this. I have heard very good things about it. I'm excited. This is the thing that we're going to get an anime adaptation. It feels right that Bones is doing an anime adaptation of this. It feels like it just makes sense that somebody will be doing it. Yeah, I'll be checking it out. And I'll definitely be tuning in. I don't know if I'm going to cover it weekly, but I'll be tuning in. Madhouse has got a show coming out here. I did not love when I read this. I did not love the idea of this one. I might check it out because I really like Madhouse, but I don't know. This did not appeal to me. Once Upon a Witch's Death is a girl with only a year left to live. So she has a quest to go and do stuff. So she's going to learn about herself and have some friends and all this and learn some lessons. I don't know if I'm going to watch this one. I probably will. EMT Squared has some real bangers and also has had some real duds. So I don't know about that one. But I might end up checking it out. This will not be picked up. I don't want to talk about this one. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not even going to talk about it. Princess Session Orchestra is a magical girl music show. It seems cute, but I do not expect to watch it. I will be watching Rock is a Lady's Modesty. Now, I don't watch a lot of music shows, but this PV really got me. It is set in an all-girls school for proper ladies, and they start a rock band, and Bandai's put it out. It's on High Dive. The trailer looks fucking rad. This counts as girls doing things. This is a girls in a band, in a music club. I will be watching this one. It seems very cool. Yeah, just seems neat. I'm going to check it out. The second season of Go Go Loser Ranger, which I did not watch. The first season of it is on Disney Plus. I probably won't see the second one. How to Become Ordinary. I did not enjoy this first season at all. It is trying to be a detective show for high schoolers, like disaffected youth detectives. I wanted to love it because the creator of the manga also created another show I really like. I just did not enjoy this one. I'm kind of surprised to get a second season. I just don't think it's that good. Summer Pockets. This seems kind of cool. It's a slice of life, but like things are going to get weird. I could see this turning really creepy, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to watch this one. Yeah, the PV of this one didn't really engage me too much. Sword of the Demon Hunter, Kijin Gentosho, does not seem that interesting. The first episode is an hour long. I'm probably not going to watch that. This is an isekai, apparently. Because he has memories in their life. There you go. I have heard interesting things about this particular one. I have not read the light novel. But yeah, so there's like a bunch of fights. And he gets hurt, and he suddenly remembers that he's had a previous life. It seems pretty cool. It's on Crunchyroll. I'll probably check it out. The beginning after the end, I am not going to be checking out. This is a manhwa that I didn't love, and I stopped reading. I am very surprised that this is getting an anime adaptation. Basically, a king dies, and he goes to a different world, a completely different world than the world he grew up in. And he's in a world of magic and all this other stuff. It's such a slow burn. It takes for so long for anything to really happen in it, and it's really sad and interesting, but I kind of fell off of it, and I don't think I'm going to watch the adaptation. I'm glad more manhwa are getting adaptations. I'm not super into it. This is a banished. This dude becomes a great healer, but because he is from low class stock, because he is a poor guy coming up, he gets banished even though he's really overpowered healer. So he ends up becoming a doctor because he can't become a real doctor because he's not a nobleman. So he becomes a back alley doctor. And then all of the people he helps are attractive women who run different gangs and all really like him. And then just things happen and they all want him to be help him out, and then he has to kind of help save everybody, and including like people that didn't know they needed to be saved. And it's fine. It's a fine manga. I don't know if I'm going to be watching it because, like I said, it's just fine. I'll be watching this one. I'm glad Crunchyroll picked this one up. I'm going to be watching it. The Gorilla God's Go-To Girl is a fun name for it. Basically, you get blessed by a god that gives you powers, and those powers kind of dictate your future. They don't have to, but they can. Our girl, who is just kind of shy and just kind of whatever, she doesn't even know what a gorilla is. She's never met a gorilla. She's never heard of the animal gorilla. Everyone who has ever been blessed by the gorilla god becomes a soldier or a knight. So they're basically just like, oh, okay, well, we're going to enroll you in night school. And she's like, I don't want to do that. But she can't really refuse it, because refusing being a knight would bring shame to her small little her family. So she's got to deal with it. And then she's surrounded by guys. She breaks doors all the time because she doesn't know her own strength, but she's really gung-ho and overpowered. And all the guys around her at first are like, what's this little girl doing? We should look out for her. But then they come to respect her strength and her strength of character. It's a fun series. Good manga. I'm glad that Crunchyroll picked this up. I will be watching the Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. It's a fun one. The Sujin Family Children. This is a Doga Kobo. I do not expect to watch this one. You may understand why I wouldn't want to watch this one. A guy who thinks that his sisters he's related to finds out he is not related to them. And then it's a romantic comedy. Probably not. I like Doga Kobo. They're a great studio. I don't think I'm going to watch this one. Maybe 20 years ago I would have, 30 years ago, but not now. The Two Perfect Saint, tossed aside by my fiance and sold to another kingdom. I enjoy this manga. I will be watching this one. This is another kicked series because our main character is banished. She's sold because she is too perfect, and the crown prince, has a complex about it because his little sister, or her little sister, is needs him, but she doesn't. Philia doesn't need her. It's pretty great. I'm at the point of the manga now where things are really fucking kicking off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the manga as I'm reading it. And now we get the anime. I'm going to be watching it because I really like the manga. Speaking of kicked, very popular this season. We got another kicked show. This dude is useless, as it says in there. He can't really fight, but he is incredibly overpowered. Everything he does that is not fighting is triple S ranked. He becomes the Altier, the Meister of it, without knowing it, because he would say no, because he doesn't believe he's good at things. So he doesn't believe he's overpowered. I'm not going to be watching this one because I like the manga just fine, but Kurt is really annoying because he, even with presented with evidence that he did a thing and he is great, he doesn't believe in himself. It's a character trait, and that gets frustrating over time. So I probably won't watch this one, but if you haven't read the manga, you might want to check it out. It's fine. Let me drink more water here. Oh, Moo Moo. I don't know if anyone's going to pick this up. It seems kind of neat. The PV was kind of cool. An alien shows up. You could call this an isekai. I think it is. But they say that the main character is Sakurako, so it's not an isekai. It's a reverse isekai, but it's not a thing. But yeah, an alien cat shows up. It seems kind of fun. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. It seems kind of neat. I don't know if anyone's going to pick it up, but it seems kind of cool. And OLM is a good studio for this kind of story. I do not expect to watch Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. I probably will not watch this. Windbreaker Season 2. You know I'm going to watch Windbreaker Season 2. I don't know if I'm going to cover it weekly. I still haven't figured out what I'm covering on a weekly basis. I'm trying not to do sequels. I might, when Season 3 of... I don't know what I'm saying. There are some shows that maybe a Season 2 I would cover. This one I don't think is going to be one. Like a second season, another season. The first season I thought was really good, but I don't know. Windbreaker rules. I have now read a lot of the manga, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm glad there's a second season. I'm happy about it. Witch Watch. I tried to read this manga. Did not enjoy Witch Watch. So I do not expect to watch this one here. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. There was a party. Witch Watch Watch Party. Okay, I'll give it that. Witch Watch Watch Party is a good name. That's a good name for an event. First 3 episodes got aired already. Okay. Yaiba Samurai Legend looks like a fucking mess. Trains with his father Kenjiro. By chance, Yaiba returns to Japan, where he meets his rival, who has the same samurai spirit as Yaiba, and a new training ground. Legendary Demon Sword. I think I'm okay. Your Forma does not appeal to me. I watched the PV of this one, and I was like, I'm all right. Electronic Investigator. Yeah. Zatsutaibi. That's Journey. Zatsutaibi is based on a real story. It's based on Chika Suzugamuro being rejected for some storyboards and going on an adventure to just kind of experience things. And it's crowdsourced, and it's based on a real story. And it seems very cute and cool, and it is on Crunchyroll, and I will be watching it. Shorts generally don't get picked up, although some of these look neat, so we'll just kind of scroll through these fast. Let's see. Yeah, most of these never get picked up these days. That is one of the many downsides of Sony buying Crunchyroll and merging it with Funimation is that, yeah, shorts don't get picked up these days. It's a bummer. This one might get picked up. This short might get picked up by somebody. Yandere Dark Elf, she chased me all the way from another world. This could get picked up. This is an isekai. It's a post-apocalyptic. It's a post-isekai which is gaining popularity in manga. High Dive. Oh yeah, High Dive picked this one up. Okay, this is a short. High Dive did pick it up, so there you go. Our dude got reincarnated. He gets to go back to Earth, and then somebody that was part of his party shows up, and then maybe other people are going to show up. So it is, in some instances, you can say it a reverse isekai, but because he was isekai'd, it counts, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to watch this one. I haven't read the manga. I do like the well, now what story, but I don't know. Okay, and then Leftovers. I talked about all of these. I'm not going to go through the leftovers. There's only 3 leftovers. Some movies here. There is a Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid movie. It looks very fun. This is the follow-up to S, which was the second season, and the OVA from the second season. I hope that Crunchyroll picks this up so I can watch it. Conan, there's another Conan movie. The 28th Detective Conan movie. Congratulations. Principal Pal. Principal. All right. Now, some of these will be series and some of these will be shorts. So we'll see what is what. Oh, yeah. More of I'm Living with Otaku Neat. That's continuing. This seems very cute. 5 episodes. These are just people that love One Piece. It's a show. It's a little side OVA about kids that like that. The fan club about kids that like One Piece. And I think that's just very neat and fun. There's another Konosuba, 2 episodes. The continuing. It's the bonus stage. It's continuing in season 3. Lycoris Recoil. Friends Are Thieves of Time. A 6-episode shorts. This is a side series for Lycoris Recoil. Congratulations, fans of that show. You get more, just a little bit more. I don't know if it's gonna get picked up, but you'll find it. Moonrise is a one-off here. This is already airing. Transformers Wild King is not been picked up by anybody. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Chronicles. All right, and that's it. Woo, that's it. Okay. I am going to end this video recording, and then I'll end the stream properly. But I'll just say, thank you for watching this whole video here on my YouTube channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know, what were your favorite shows from the winter season? What are the shows you're looking most forward to in the spring season? What show can't you believe I'm not excited about? Or what show are you surprised I didn't love from last season? Let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see me do in the future. I have some ideas for future videos. We'll do the recommendations later in the month. We'll do the next video will be all about I will talk about all of the different isekai that are at this spring season, and if I'm going to watch them or not. But thank you very much for watching this very long video. You watching this video on YouTube, this is almost 2 hours, so thank you very much for that. And now I'm going to wrap the show up for everybody who is watching on the stream. Goodbye.